you know, maybe Ray Charles and maybe some Marvin Gaye and you know, saying this and that. And with those instructions, I have to take all of that and then go home. And while I'm driving home, I'm trying to think of ideas. And when I get home, I'm thinking of ideas and driving to rehearsal. And then finally get in front of the band and say, this is what Christina told me she wants. And we would go and craft it. I have some of the best musicians in the world around me at all times or whatever. So, you know, we were able to make the vision happen. But it all starts with a very talented artist, woman, businesswoman, individual, who just will stand for her vision and what it is that she sees and what it is she wants to do. And it helps me evolve. It helps me evolve.
We met about, I think, I don't remember the exact, maybe 5 years ago. 5, 6 years ago. At first it was really just a work relationship and we became good friends, and then I moved out here and we really were kind of best friends first. I think, you know, of course I had feelings for her from the beginning, but it didn't really start maybe about a year into our friendship that we took it to that kind of that next level. Christina's my wife and I love her. To me, she's just Christina and she's not this, you know, big global superstar. When I see her, you know, when she's on the stage, I also see her when her makeup's off and she's laying in her pajamas, you know. And that's really the woman that I've fallen in love with. We're trying to build a family together and live our lives together, and that's really what my focus is on. Really, what really helps it is really how grounded Christina is. She's really just about her work, about her music, and about her family. And that's, you know, that's what I love most about her. We try to always make sure we don't, or we're not apart for more than like 2 weeks at a time. So if she's on tour, then I'll get on a plane and I'll go see her. And then, you know, there's times when she's not on tour and she has some off time and I'm working and she'll join me. I mean, you just have to really make the effort to make it work. You know, we never let ourselves go more than 2 weeks, mostly because we can't. I mean, it's, you know, it's one of those things you miss each other too much. Right before we left for this last leg of the tour, we found out that she was pregnant. So, you know, a little worried about what might happen with such a, you know, that kind of grueling work that she does. And she was in Southeast Asia and Australia, which is, you know, so much farther away and so much harder to get to. So coming back and forth wasn't really much of an option. So I actually made the decision to just go on the whole last leg of the tour, which is great. I got to see everything she does from start to finish and, you know, really get to be in her work environment and see, you know, how she does what she does. It was pretty overwhelming to see, you know, the woman that I love up there doing what she loves to do and, you know, taking control of the stage and having, you know, my child up there with her. And it was those were moments that were really just incredible to me to feel that. I was actually in New York on a business trip and I was there for 1 day. I had left, I think she told me on a Friday, I had left Thursday night on the red eye to go to New York and I had some meetings and I was gonna turn around and come right back to LA. And my father actually picked me up for my last meeting to drive me to the airport. And she called me while I was in the car. And of course I was so excited, but the thing is I didn't want to say anything to my father yet. So I had to kind of control my excitement for a minute. And then I remember I got out of the car and I was shaking. I didn't know what to do. I called her right back and I think I just screamed in the middle of the airport. People probably thought I was insane. On Back to Basics, I really got to see her conceptualize everything, you know, talk to me about what certain things in her life, what she wanted to write about. So to really see it from the beginning, from like the first spark in her head, you know, I got to see it when she was writing in her diary about certain things. And then, you know, she records the record and that all comes to life. And then you actually see her show come to life, you know, and what her vision is for the songs. It's pretty amazing to watch the evolution of everything. But a lot of those songs really kind of speak to her experience as a daughter and what she had gone through and how she wants to change that for her family. So it almost kind of, you know, ending it with her pregnancy almost kind of brought it full circle in a sense. I've actually really never in my life met anybody that works as hard as she does. And it's really actually inspiring just to, in my own life and my own business, to be around someone that's that detail-oriented. The most amazing thing about her really is that her voice is obviously, you know, undeniably incredible, but her voice is really, you know, 10% of her talents. She's a visual artist, she's a performance artist. You know, she works really hard to make sure that she's the best at what she does. Every detail from her hair to her clothing to where the lights are set up to the band it's all her. She never gives up, and it doesn't matter. She could be sick, she can be pregnant, she can be, it doesn't matter. When she comes home and she's not working, she's very good at turning it off and leaving it all there, and we get to really spend our time together. And we make effort to make sure we have our little date nights, and or like Sunday is our day to do absolutely nothing, and we don't take any calls, we don't take any meetings, and it's just our day to relax together. So we definitely make our time to shut it off, but when it's on, it's with her, it's definitely on.
To go in and plan every detail of this tour, it kind of starts almost a year in advance for me, basically, just because I'm such a visual, artist. I love experimenting and coming up with new looks and ideas for everything that I do. So while I'm in the studio recording the music, I really think about the theatrical aspects that I love to have involved in my show, to the props, to the costumes for everyone, everything I am thinking about while I'm actually recording a song. So considering, that along with coming up with the concept, going back to old of vintage, Hollywood glamour, going to the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the great singers of those time periods, to the great beauty icons of those time periods, it was really important for me to really get into that whole world and headspace and bring it to life. My whole purpose for that is to really put on a super entertaining show that's going to let people be able to escape, and that's what I think entertainment should be about. That's why I like to bring so many visuals to the table. I want to take everybody on a journey. I want them to use their imaginations. I want them to escape whatever's been going on in their day, their week, whatever's troubling them. I want this to be their form of escape, at least for the next 2 hours. Whenever I go in with a clean slate to start fresh for every album, I really kind of go into my creative cave. That's why I sort of, I do take time in between records, a few years' time, hoping not that long for the next one, because I kind of have a great idea for where I'm going in the next direction. But every time I go to start a record, I definitely take everything that I've kind of learned. I kind of like to take that time for myself just to kind of learn who I've grown into, the person that I've become since the last time I put out a record. It's really important for me because I like to really get as personal with it as possible. And doing a record that was purely based upon my inspiration and love for old blues, jazz, and soul music was something that I'd always had in the back of my mind that I'd wanted to do. Once I get the set vision for what I'm trying to accomplish in my own head, and have my lists and my tear sheets and my pictures, and I can't even sit down and look at a magazine without the slightest little thing inspiring me just for something, whether it's something personal to the stage, to the music, to a photo shoot for something else. My mind is always working in that direction. So then get on the phone with Jamie, I get on the phone with Jerry, I get on the phone with all the creative people that are around me and have come to know me over the years, and we get to work. I want to have listening parties. I want to set everybody down in a room so everybody's on the same page. We have meetings. It's really nice to have that team of people around me that can bring that vision to life. It's fun for me to interact with my dancers on stage. We have our own little secret language. If something were to fall, or if my mic pack was coming down, I know that they have my back. Paul's come through for me so many times for this perfectly. They'll do a little flip or a back turn and come right around and just like pop my mic wire back in my pack for me and make it look like it was just part of the choreography itself. So they're really talented, and I just had to take a minute and talk about them because it really helps to have people that enjoy the stage as much as you do. I love the moment where I see Tiana in the beginning of Makes Me Want to Pray. Her hair's flying everywhere. She has a moment after Marcel does his turn where, I just can't help but smile every time I would catch her from below the stage because I would have to rise up for my entrance for this song. But just watching her get into this song was always just a thrill for me because you can tell she's in it. She really is feeling what she's doing. Lady Marmalade, again, from where I have to enter for this particular song is from underneath the stage, so I would always look up, and I got an amazing view of Marcel as he would come up the back stairs as I would watch him from the lift where I would be revealed, and I would get a great view of his whole, like, he did a little stomp, stomp, stomp kick thing, and did a little snap, I think, and he just did an amazing, amazing job of pulling what I was going for, exactly what I wanted. As a performer, there's nothing better for me to be on that stage and sharing it with people who truly love to be on that stage and know that this is their moment to just express the one thing that they love to do more than anything else in this world, and that's to perform and to get lost in this music, and for the 90 minutes that you have on this stage to make the most of them and let the audience really feel you and feel where you're coming from. For me personally, you know, people ask me sometimes, you know, what, out of all your changes that you've been through, what is the one that's most you? And I honestly can never pick just one state of my life or one episode or one album that I've picked out as being purely me, because I'm the kind of person, and I take this to my artistry too, where I really put whatever's in my heart or whatever I'm going through there out on my sleeve, out in my lyrics. You know, it just comes out of me as creativity. I am always looking for change. I think that's the point of life, you know, is to constantly evolve and change as a human being, to grow, learn from your mistakes, learn from your past, learn from everything around you and be inspired by it and grow from it and try to become better human beings, better artists throughout it all. So for me, you know, it's just a part of who I am. Everything on the tour really took on a special meaning once I found out the news that I was pregnant. Just knowing that I was up there, kind of not alone. Well, really not alone. You know, I was there. I felt almost like I had a little teammate inside of me. You know, on my worst days when I was too tired, I felt like I had to do it for little one in there, and little one was egging me on. So I felt like we were in it together every step of the way. So it always kind of put a smile on my face. And if I didn't do it for me, I was going to do it for this one. This is a new chapter in my life, having just bought the new house. It's a family house. It's exciting. It's really exciting. And then, you know, he'll be my little roadie on the next tour. He'll be right there with mommy, and, you know, I definitely want to take him on the road with me, because there's no stopping me.